Computer.
All right, I'm ready. Are you doing the thing?
And we're live. Well,
Woo!
and we're live. So, welcome to our very first live on TikTok. As you can see, I'm talking, but you don't see me other than on a computer screen. And that's because we've never gone live before, so we didn't meet all the quote unquote criterias to have guests. So Taylor's at her house, I'm at my house, and we're on Zoom together, and I'm on live TikTok on my phone. You can come in. So we're going to be talking about um, Welcome to Derry. The season finale has, yeah, season finale has been played. So
Yes, it
if you
has.
haven't watched all 8 episodes, you're gonna get spoiled. And that's fine if you want to be spoiled. If you have watched all 8, jump in. I can see comments, so if you guys have questions, comments, anything like that, we're here. We're here to answer them, help you. Let's talk through this because I have so many questions. Being a Stephen King aficionado is really a good word for it because, like, the man is my literary life mate. I celebrate his birthday, the whole 9 yards. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was just
Um,
gonna say, I think it's one of those things where you know all of the things. You know all of the things everywhere.
I do know all of the things. I know a lot of the things, and
You know all of the things.
I have so many questions. It's like I feel bad sometimes for my husband who couldn't read a book to save his life. I'm not saying he can't read. He just doesn't enjoy reading. For me, curling up on the couch for 8 hours with a book, that's heaven.
Hmm.
So I've read it. Oh, geez, probably close to 50 times. Like there's
Good, then
parts
you
of the
have
book
answers.
I could probably recite parts of the book. So on that very first episode of Welcome to Derry, I'm like, what the fuck is this nonsense? And hear me out. In the
See,
book,
this
in the
this is the stuff
book,
that I want to know.
exactly. So in the book, when the kids were young, it was 1960.
Okay.
When they were older, it was 1990. There was a 30-year gap between Pennywise's appearances.
Okay, see,
In
that
the
makes more sense.
2017, and so the original miniseries with Tim Curry as Pennywise, which by the way, as good as Bill Skarsgård is, Tim Curry will always be Frankenfurter and Pennywise. End of
Yeah, he
discussion.
will. Mic
Um,
drop.
uh, the original miniseries with Tim Curry followed the book's
Oh,
timeline for years.
okay.
So then some studio was like, you know what? We need to remake it with
Uh,
all the CGI and special effects and yeah. And in 2017 brought out it chapter 1.
yes.
And in that movie, the timeline shifted and it was 1989 when they were kids and 2016 when they were adults, which then
Oh.
turned it into a 27-year gap. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm a purist, but I can like little things. The When they said "Welcome to Derry" was being made,
Hmm.
honestly, I know Taylor doesn't share my enthusiasm for
Horror.
disgruntled clowns or horror,
Oh.
but I kind of forced her to watch this. I played my I watched this, so you're gonna watch this, and we're gonna talk about it.
Which in the end ended up being fair because we both now ended up with TV series that we're both like, I actually like this.
So, in that first episode, when they said the year was 1962, I'm like, huh? It took me a minute, and then like watching the whole hour's worth, I'm like, okay, so they changed the timeline. I get
Hmm.
that. I can get that. But I had questions, and I'm like, why are they pushing the book aside? So it just made sense that the series was going to follow the 2017 movie. I'm okay with that. Again, I'm okay with that. Um, for me, I was like when they were introducing characters,
Hmm.
I was like, Leroy Hanlon should be in this movie. That's Will's grandfather. Will should be in this movie. Yeah, it was very, um very hard for me to separate the book from the series. But
So,
I loved the series. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
okay, so here's a comparison that I will understand the comparison of book to movie adaptation. Is it as big of a difference as Lord of the Rings novelization, the original obviously being book form, compared to the movies? I absolutely love and adore the movies. I will watch them 5 billion more times before I die if I can. However, when you actually compare the two, there are vast differences, characters that don't exist, characters that are made up. Looking at love interests. So,
Um,
is it like that
The
big of a
Hobbit.
difference? Just throwing that out there.
Um, I don't want to say it's a huge difference from book to movie. There were some differences, and anybody that has read the book will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that for both the TV miniseries made in 1990 to the 2017 chapter 1, the scene in the book between the Losers Club was written out, obvious reasons, and there's it's such a huge controversy regarding how shit went down, and I don't even want to
Oh,
talk about it because we may
yep.
get banned if we
I was
do
just gonna say
start to say.
I've I've heard about it in passing. I've obviously not experienced it because I've not read the book, nor have I seen the movies or
Right. Right.
miniseries.
So in the book it was where when they were kids and the Losers Club first defeated Pennywise, um there was some
Interactions.
activities between the boys and Beverly. And so taken out of, and I don't think Stephen King wrote it the way a lot of people are taking it. I don't think he wrote it with the malicious intent of saying that it was an orgy. Um, I think he wrote it in a way to
Come here.
portray
Lay down.
the togetherness, the unbreakable bond that they will
I was
have
just
from
gonna
that moment
say
on.
the bond that they ended up creating, like that is 100 million% a trauma bond. Like when you look at the shit, like even from watching the TV series Welcome to Derry, that I have now witnessed the entire thing. Well, sorry, chapter
Witness.
one, witness chapter one, and Dana can attest to this. I would text him like, don't follow the blood of trail or the trail of blood. Leave them. Go make new friends outside of Derry. Leave Derry. all of this bullshit where I'm like, nope, I think you should just leave it. You should not stay. You should all leave and be gone. Don't do it. But the bond is 100% a trauma bond at that point because they've gone through shit that no one outside of the I just recently learned this morning that the way that they're able to defeat Pennywise is because they're part of a quartet. Um,
Nerd the word.
well, for me, it's one of the things of the moment that it came up and the guy was talking about the timeline shifting and jumping and destiny and all this fun stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, that he's like, it will get complicated. I'm like, it definitely did. But the moment that he said the word "caw," I looked at him like, that motherfucker. Stephen King is one of those ones that heavily gets into, from what I've seen, he does the mix of like you have ET stuff, like alien stuff going on, but then you also have the supernatural stuff going on, which the word Ka comes from ancient Egypt. It's one of your souls that goes into the afterlife. So, of course, that caught my attention immediately because I just thought when people kept on calling it a quartet, I'm like, do they mean quartet? Like, are they saying it wrong? And then when I finally saw it written out, I'm like, oh, okay.
So, so the first introduction, it as a Stephen King fan, the first introduction to the word quartet came in the Dark Tower series.
Oh,
In the book, The Drawing of the Three, which is the second book in the series, there's the Gunslinger Drawing of the Three. Um, when Roland was gathering Eddie, Susanna, Jake, and the Pusher, they formed a quartet.
okay. Now see,
So,
that makes more sense now.
um, some people may agree with me. I am a Marvel fan. Taylor knows this. I watch all the Marvel movies.
Yep. And TV series.
Um,
Can't forget those two.
Marvel's multiverse has nothing, and I mean not a goddamn thing, on Stephen King's multiverse. Stephen King has written, ooh, probably close to 70, 75 books.
It's got to be about that. And of
And
those, my
I can guarantee you, other than On Writing, which is a book about writing,
imagine that.
um, every single one of them intertwines. If you've read the Dark Tower series, you know what I'm about to say. All things serve the beam, and um, it is no different. It the book is no different. It serves the beam. The reference to, and again, I forget what, I think it was episode 6 where they were digging or they were burying the
Oh,
pillars,
the
and the
yeah, I think it was
one
episode
wasn't,
6. Yeah.
the one is encased in a turtle shell.
Yes.
So again, my husband, why would they put it in a turtle shell? Pennywise makes reference in the last episode. He says, I am a god. I am the eater of worlds.
Hmm.
So in the Dark Tower series, I forget which book it's in, we are introduced to a turtle.
Oh,
And the saying goes, see the see the turtle with enormous girth on her shell she holds to the earth. The turtle's name is Maturin, and she is the creator of worlds. So her and Pennywise are both gods. Pennywise is the eater of worlds.
so
Are you following?
I just say it's making so much more sense now. And on top of that, for I don't know if it's all um, Native Canadian and American peoples who have the same creator. Like I know a lot of them refer to the creator, the great creator.
Yes.
Um, but I know in several of their groups, at the very least, for their religious aspect, they have that thought of the world is on the back of a turtle shell, and it's one of those
Yes.
things that I do enjoy about Stephen King is that he does bring in like you can tell he does his research into a plethora of different religions to bring it in together, and it's like, yo, here's this. And I want to say some Asiatic uh religions also have some of the same ideas because it's one of those like crossovers where it's going to be a weird reference point, but in Avatar: The Last Airbender, their thought process is that there's what are they called, lion turtles or something like that in the show, and it's that they're basically what makes up the world is that these giant turtles have land masses on their back. So it's interesting now,
Yes.
and it makes so much more sense. And every single uh, cultural religion out there has a eater of worlds. They have that one who comes through and eats everything and will destroy everything. So you have light and dark. You have 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah. Yin yang
So
yang. Good,
I
bad.
like yes, I like that little touch because obviously for those of us who don't know all of this, that was part of the thing where I'm like, as someone who knows nothing about Stephen King's universe, other than, I mean, this made my mom and I look into so many things. She was looking at his movie collection, like the movies that he's made, and it was something like, so say he put out 75 books. Of those 75 books, 46 or 48 of them have been turned into movies or TV series of some degree. Like the success rate is astronomical for that.
And some of those movies are really fucking bad. Let's be honest. That atrocity that they call the Dark Tower, that should be stricken from life. That the Mandela effect needs to happen to that movie. People say, I remember that movie being made, but it doesn't exist. Because that was the worst fucking thing anybody has ever done to a Stephen King book. The Dark Tower series is 8 freaking books. You can't turn it into one movie. Also, you can't take one of those books that has um art in it depicting the characters and then just change
Oh,
like you gave us a visual of Roland. The man looked like
oh,
Clint Eastwood in the 60s.
I like that
No
it's
slam on
in the
Idris
60s.
Elba. I love that man. But he is not my Roland.
Mm.
Stop
I think
fucking with the movies.
that's a
If you're
like,
gonna do them right. And I keep I like there's the rumors, right? You hear the
mhm.
rumors. What's his name? Richie Cunningham. What's that guy's name? The guy that played Richie Cunningham.
I have no idea. I can Google it.
Anywho, he's a big director now, right? And it said that he was gonna do.
I was just say, are you talking about Ron Howard?
Yes, that's him. He was gonna do a Dark Tower miniseries, and I'm thinking, well, fuck, man, if Ron Howard's gonna do it, that's gonna be gold, right?
I was just gonna say that would have made for a really good one.
But then it fizzled. And
Oh,
then I think even up until last year, the rumor was Mike Flanagan was going to do it. And I was like,
yeah.
I love Mike Flanagan to an extent, to an extent. But I was excited because Mike Flanagan is pretty good.
hmm
If Mike Flanagan didn't write it, it would be better. So I still hold out hope that somebody does go forward and produce a Dark Tower series. But getting back to Derry, we 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 meet Dick Halloran,
Who, who,
and Dick.
Dana, I'm sorry, let me just put this out there that Dana laughed hysterically when I sent her a message. I'm like, oh my God, this guy has The Shining. Is that what he has? And she just sent back, Yeah, it's Dick Halloran. I'm like, I feel like I should know this name, and yet
Yeah. So anybody that has been a part of the Stephen King multiverse knows our first introduction to Dick Halloran was in The Shining. He was
working for that
the
hotel.
cook at the Overlook Hotel. We did see him again in It. He was mentioned in It, The Fire at the Black
Oh,
Spot. His part was not as big as it is in Welcome to Derry. Like in the book, Dick was mentioned.
oh, so
That's
he
all we
wasn't
got
like
about Dick. Dick was
in.
mentioned.
I would say the book. So in the book, he's not really.
He's not talked about,
He's
he's mentioned. That's it.
oh.
So getting his getting to see Dick, and oh my God, Chris Chalk is such an amazing actor. That's the guy that plays Dick Halloran in the
He
series.
did a
He is so
phenomenal
good.
job.
Um, I said to Norm Sunday night after the end of the series, I'm like, you know what? I get that they have plans for another few seasons of
Hmm.
Welcome to Derry. I said, but you know what? Dick's part is over because at the end of season one, Dick
Mm.
said, "I'm going to see a friend. He's got a job for me. I'm going to give chefing a try." I don't know what hotel he's going to. Don't do it, Dick. But
I
how
want to
awesome
alter
would
the
it be?
timeline
How awesome would it be to
to see a
see
spin-off.
a Dick Halloran spinoff with him getting to the Overlook Hotel and all the ghosts coming alive there because he's there, and how he deals with it up to him meeting
Mm.
Danny Torrance.
It's like now seeing how much of a universe, like how big it is. It's
Massive.
and like so every time. So for me, I don't have the same ability to like my mom did the perfect comparison last night when we were talking about it, and because we were both saying how good it was, how much we actually really enjoyed it, and that I said that it's a really good show because even for those who don't know stuff about the It universe, the Stephen King universe, it was still a fantastic show. Like you had questions, but it was more so I had questions about that I knew I'd want to ask you of like, hey, how close does it follow to the book? What people are in it? Do you think it was well done? Like all those kind of things that are because I know you, but outside that, I just would have been like, oh yeah, okay, take it at face value and move on and still think, oh my God, it's such a great show. Um, but she did the great comparison of saying like it's the difference of like Stephen King to you is what Star Wars is to me. We can watch
Yeah,
Star Wars and I'm going to sit and be like, so that's an Easter egg to that one episode from that, and that's an Easter egg to this other episode, and that helmet right there is actually to this. Where it's the exact same thing for you, where you were like, oh my God, there are 5 million different Easter eggs. I'm like, I got the fact that that's the mist and they're making a reference to it. It's not the same mist, but they're saying, hey, look, here's the mist. And Shawshank, like, I got those ones just because I know of the mist. I was a kid when it came out, but Shawshank I've seen a million times, and I didn't know that Shawshank was a Stephen King because it's not horror.
yeah,
Like it's definitely that his magical side that comes through in that one because it's very much um I guess not even magical, just more human interaction for that one. Magical, I would say, would be
yeah.
the Green Mile. That one was
Now,
good too.
now, if if you thought about it, when Ronnie's dad was going to Shawshank, Red would have been there
That's what I was kind of wondering. Like,
because he didn't get out. He didn't get out until The late 70s?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, it's hard because I haven't watched Shawshank in a probably, you know what? I don't think we've watched it since before living here. So it's probably close to a decade since I've seen it last. And it's one that I now want to rewatch. And I'm curious to see the timeline. And it's sad when I'm sitting there going, what are my options? I could go to Shawshank or stay in Derry. I'm going to go to Shawshank. Please let me go there instead of being at Derry. like I don't, I don't want to
And
be
I
at
want to go to
Derry.
Derry so bad, if only it existed.
You're like, I want to go play with the demon clown god. Let's go. The rest of us are like, nope. We will stay right outside of it.
So again, meeting the characters like Teddy Urus, I'm like, Teddy, what is his relationship to Stan? Is that Stan's father? No, can't be his father. It's Stan. It turns out Teddy, even though he's dead, turns out to be Stan Urus's uncle. Teddy's older brother is Stan's father.
Oh, that's right. He had the brother. Right. I forgot about that completely.
Um, Again, I love my husband, but this is just a clear indication that he does not pay attention when he watches movies slash programs. Um, at the end of the episode, when it popped up to 1988,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and we saw Mrs. Kirsch going down the hall, and we see the lady hanging and the two beans on the floor crying, and
Mm-hmm.
then pop, and she goes back, and when she turns to look, it's Beverly from the 2017 movies. Beverly.
I was just saying, and that's what I wanted to know when we saw that part. I'm like, I feel like that is either a direct nod or it's literally where the next, like, where the movie picks up kind of thing. That's
So
what I was wondering.
again, when that scene happens, here's my husband. Well, wasn't she in the movie? It's Beverly, dear. Yeah, but what is she doing in Derry? She lives there. He says, but why is that old lady talking to her? I'm like, oh my God, you've forgotten, haven't you? He goes, what did I forget? Okay, so okay. So in the movies, remember it, chapter two, when they grew up and they went back to Derry, Beverly went to the apartment building where her father and her lived. The
Oh.
thing on the door, she thought it said Marsh, it said Kirsch. That old lady
Oh.
opened the door and invited her in.
That's making more sense now. And like I said, I had a feeling the moment that that happened in it, my mom and I looked at each other. I'm like, that has to either be where the movie starts off or where it's going to start off a year later. Like it had to be something that came from it where I'm like, okay, there's got to be a connection here that because we haven't seen the movies, we don't know. But then when it showed that, and then um when it went to what was it? Trying to remember. Went to that, and then I think it pans out, and then it says, is it then that it says chapter one? I can't
Right,
remember.
yes,
I think that's how it finished with it.
yes.
But it like seeing it, and then I think I'm trying to remember first at that point. Oh no, it was when I was talking to you about the timeline stuff, where then I understood why because my mom had said the day before we'd seen that episode that they were already greenlit for a season 2 and 3 and that they'd be taking place in what was it like 1935 and 1908 I think are the two dates
Yes.
um And then it was that moment of like once he has that interaction with Marge and he goes, "Oh no, can't kill you. Your son kills me."
So, season two should be the explosion at the ironworks, and season three should be the indigenous people planting the pillars,
Yes.
burying the pillars. I do believe.
Yeah, that sounds like about oh no, you know what? No, because the pillars were buried like 400 years before. So this will be when Francis is around, isn't it? When Francis was a kid? Or is that 1935? Which one was 1908? All the timelines in my head, no, they're all crushed together.
1935 would probably be around when Francis and Rose
Yes, Rose.
met and became friends because he bought the water from her.
Yes, gave her the slingshot for it. Then she
Yeah.
uses it to attack its head, its face.
So that slingshot, believe it or not, that slingshot is going to play a pivotal role because again, you haven't seen the movies. Beverly hits Pennywise in the head with a slingshot.
So literally the exact same thing that happened to it in 1935 would it happens again. Oh,
Yes.
that has to
Now,
make him even angrier.
when you were watching, you had sent me a message which I dearly loved, and it was so
I sent you
emphatic
so
because you were
many.
like, Pennywise has kids. And I
I was
replied with, no, Bob Gray has kids.
I was so confused. Like for that, it's got to be like a solid 5 minutes where you are so confused about the fact that you're like, why the fuck does Pennywise have a child? How does that have a baby? Who would? What happened? I don't understand. And it's just like,
Yeah. So,
what the?
as we know, Robert Gray was Pennywise the Dancing Clown.
Yep.
Um, I'm not sure why in Welcome to Derry they referred to um that one scene where his daughter, when she was younger, had made the clown costume and she was showing her dad she was working on the bow and the tutu and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and he called her Periwinkle, and his
Oh,
daughter said that was Mama's name.
yep.
That wasn't his wife's name in the book. So I'm not sure why they did that, and I'm not going to make any assumptions. But anyways, Periwinkle is Periwinkle. Um, Bob Gray wasn't a bad person.
He didn't look like a
He
bad person.
wasn't.
I mean,
He
he.
made the children happy. He was a single father raising his daughter the best he could.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go downhill until that little creepy boy came out of the woods. And
See,
then we
this
got
is
a
why you
whole
can't
different
trust
Bob Gray. We know, no,
this.
I shouldn't say we got a different Bob Gray. I should say we got a Bob Gray that no longer existed. We got
Ooh,
Bob Gray's body with the God
Pen-
inside.
I was just say, yeah,
And
it.
now we call him Pennywise because he was Pennywise the Dainty Clown. Nobody, nowhere have I heard what the God's name is. Like Maturin, we know Maturin's name as the creator of worlds, the
Hmm,
protector of worlds, but we don't know the God's name, the eater of worlds, other than everybody refers to them as Pennywise, dancing clown, because that's how they project.
Josh,
That is
come sit.
the
Sit.
image or profile they took when they killed Bob Gray.
And it's kind of interesting when you think about it, like or it has stuck in that form basically the entire time. Like you see it transform a few times, but for the most part, everyone knows it as Pennywise. Yet obviously it existed. Now we know well, any of
The
those
beginning
of
of
us,
time.
well, I was going to say not even just the beginning of time, but like in Earth's history of interacting with it for like 400 or 500 years. And
Pennywise
it's
is what killed off the dinosaurs.
he came out and he was like, "Nah, this is it. I'm gonna kill you." Probably be a T-Rex to most things, and then like a one of those things, the monosaurus, mosaurus. I can't think of what they're called, but the fishy ones that go num 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 num. Sure that he could take so many different forms at that point, but it's it's interesting that that's pretty well the one that he's kind of stuck with is the clown. Like that's the main one. Even when he was hibernating down in the disarray of disemboweled bodies, limbs, everything everywhere.
He was still a clown.
And still, he was still a clown up to blood, up into here, and then his eyes open. His one like lazy eye just kind of goes off like a lizard.
So,
Lay down.
again, in the book,
Lay.
um, and I think more so in the 1990 TV series, the two-part miniseries, um, they kind of explained it a little bit more. Pennywise took on the image of what scared you the most.
Mm-hmm.
So for
A good chunk of us that is clowns, clowns and spiders. Worse, a spider clown.
so a mummy, a leper, um a kid with no head from the ironworks
Oh goddamn.
explosion. Like he took on different forms for each. For Beverly, it took the form of her father because she
Yes.
was afraid of her dad. So I think when it is out and about and ready to wreak havoc, it uses the Pennywise form because that's the form it took when it took over Bob Gray's body.
Well, so how does it work? Because obviously, like, yes, I joked about the fact of like most people have like one of the more common fears is that
Yes.
of clowns, 100%. Um, but when it's in a like if it's attacking a group, like obviously it took on the form of a demon baby with two heads at the one point when it was killing them in the movie theater, which worked splendidly for him. Um, but how does it work? Like, is there anything in the book where it's okay? There's a group of people. Does it necessarily show up as one thing and just hopes to like scare at least one of them, or is it one of those like all powerful beings where it shows up and like to you it's your worst fear, but to me it's my worst fear, and to like Norm next to me would be a different like we all see something different.
It doesn't really explain a situation like that in the book. Now that two-headed flying baby, that is all in the imagination of the writers of Welcome to Derry.
Oh, okay.
So everything from Welcome to Derry was written by the people that wrote the series using references from Stephen King's book. So
Okay.
Stephen King didn't write anything for Welcome to Derry.
Was he
Um,
consulted at all for it? Do you know?
he was consulted, absolutely, of course.
Okay.
He has got his fingers in so many pies, he's using his toes now too. Um, but he didn't write the storyline, if you will. It was the people that produced the series that
So
and their writers. They just borrowed, they used his original,
his work.
like his original story, they pulled from characters and incidences. But everything from the very like opening credits to the end was all the writers of Welcome to Derry.
Oh, okay, so it's not.
So for us Stephen King fans, it was like, oh, you know,
So
we
pretty
we saw
well.
our Easter eggs and whatnot, but it was still new to
So it
us
was
because it was
new.
something we hadn't
Oh,
seen.
okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, because of it obviously being based off of Stephen King's work, I wasn't sure. Like, obviously, his books are fucking thick, like thick.
Some of them can be
um,
quite massive, yes.
so I know that he gets like a lot of detail into it, and that's what I was wondering was like, okay, how much of this is actually from the book, or is it kind of like he mentions like what happened in the past and kind of gives like key events, so to speak, and like maybe key characters from there. And then they were like, okay, well, he gave us enough to kind of build around. And we went, okay, he mentioned the timeline of, we'll go with like 1908. He said 1908, he said this happened and this happened, and then
Yeah.
kind of left the rest ambiguous. So it gives them freedom to say, okay, so long as we have this, this, and this, then we're technically following the timeline that he's kind of set out,
Yes.
and then we just fill in all the huge amount of details that they want to at that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting. I just hope that we're not waiting 3 years for season two. Like,
Oh,
don't,
don't Game of Thrones. Don't Game of
yeah,
Thrones.
don't Game of Thrones me. I really want to see, only because what's taking so long, the actors grow up. It's like Stranger Things.
Yes,
Okay?
they're full grown adults
Like, here's
now.
11 playing a 15-year-old, and in real life, she got a baby.
I was just going to say, yeah, she's married with a kid now, I think, if I remember right. Like,
Yeah, so it's a lot of hoping that they don't wait so long to
I
carry
guess
on.
it's
Um,
kind of a benefit, though, that because of the way that they're doing it, like, essentially, chapter one or season one is a self-contained portion of it, and then realistically we shouldn't ever see those children again, because instead of going forward in time, we're
going
going back
backwards.
in time for him to try and fuck with the timeline and try and see if the guy explained it as trying to burst the bubble kind of an effect
Yep.
for reality. And I like that as a comparison, being like, oh yeah, he's going to mess with it so much that he goes and just explodes
So
it.
so what happened to Marge set that up, right? When
Yes.
Pennywise dragged Marge into the mist, and he said to her, Marge Tozier, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, Tozier, and he's like, oh, but not yet. You know,
Yeah.
he basically told her that she's going to have a son, and she's going to name him Richie. Obviously, we know why, after
Oh,
Rich, her first true love. Um,
it just
and
that
that
part just
Richie is
shattered
going
me.
to kill him.
Hmm.
So when she was talking to, was it Lily? Was it Lily she was talking to at the sandpipe
I think it was
after after they
Lily.
after they after they defeated him?
I think it was
Which
Lily
again,
and Ronnie. I think.
so many people I saw on TikTok, so many people after the finale were like, how can it go on for another season if they killed him? And how could it happen in 2017 if they killed him? They didn't kill him. What you saw skating across the ice and heading back into town was the deadlights. Those three little orbs skidding across. He's
Oh.
not dead. He's just going to sleep for 27 years.
Okay, I have a question. What in the
I'm interested.
fuck were the what were the with the three glowing lights? Like he'd open up his mouth and go, and
Those
he'd
are
like
those are what they call the deadlights.
so
Those are what hypnotize them and put them in that milky-eyed, rollback, paralyzed
what
state.
what was he going like? Was he just going to eat them all? Like what was why? What do they do?
He
I need
feeds,
answers.
right? He
So is
feeds
that
on
what
their
he does?
fear. He feeds on their fear. So
So
by taking them into the sewers, keeping them comatose,
mm,
he gets hungry, he wakes them up, has a snack, goes back to sleep type thing. Hey, you feeling me here?
well, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm
Put a
like,
stock
okay,
in the fridge, Taylor.
that's what I was wondering because it was like, okay, there were like obviously he did it to an entire gymnasium, which I 100% laughed when he brought out the meat puppet of the principal. He's like, "Hello, boys and girls, I am going to be doing this," and you could tell obviously that he wasn't with it. um, but when he did that, and then he just immediately at all of them, and they all went milky eyed, and then apparently floated through the sky and headed out. I was trying to figure. I'm like, okay, is he going to eat them all? Is he doing something else with them? Like, does 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 it want to leave Earth? Does it want to go back to where it's from at all, or do they ever talk about that in the books?
Not mentioned.
Hmm.
I don't think ever any. I mean, as much as the general thought he could control him, nobody's really had a conversation with him
I
about his wants and needs.
I was so happy when he went up to the general. He's like, or he went up to the general went up to it and was like, it's okay, you're free to go. And then he turned back around and ate his face off. I'm like, that is what you get. That is what you
So,
get for being an
so
idiot.
did you
Mm.
listen to what Pennywise said when he started walking away, and he kind of went,
He said that he knew him because he never forgets a scent. Or
exactly. He never forgets a scent. So he knew back in 1938 when he was a young
mm,
lad at the circus,
yep.
he scared the fuck out of him then. He recognized his scent of fear.
And he went
And that's why he
so
killed him, because he didn't kill him in 1938.
what doesn't make sense to me is that the fact that the general still has that same fear, like he has probably been through, well, he's been through wars by that point in time. He's seen a whole bunch of shit. And it's the one eyed guy from the freak show that he's like, it's the most terrifying thing ever. I mean, the version that Pennywise did at the end was by far so much more
A little
terrifying.
bit more scarier.
Where you're like, oh fuck me, you stop you, and him trying to be like, you stop it right now. It's like, bitch,
Yeah.
you're about to die.
Yeah, so like the little tidbits that we got in that last episode, knowing, and I mean the speculation was already there that Marge turned out to be Richie's mom, only because they look so much alike. Like literally Richie in the 2017 movie looks like Marge.
That's pretty like
Glasses, the whole nine yards.
that's smart
So
thinking ahead of time though, to be able to do that, like where you're setting it up to be like, okay, they look alike, you can see.
yeah. So and then like speculation wise, people were thinking that maybe Lily turned out to be um Beverly's mom. But um because we know from the book that Beverly's mom was in Juniper Hill. That she died
Oh,
there. But it it's looking now like Lily is actually going to be, and I know you haven't seen the movies. So in the very first movie, when it starts, I'm gonna go 2017 movie. We're not gonna talk about Tim Curry's movie. In it, chapter one, when the kids are coming out of school, they're talking about the kids that have gone missing,
mm-hmm.
and that the curfew has been imposed. There's a lady looking kind of frantic, actually, and the losers. This is before they've actually officially become the losers.
Okay.
I think it's Stan, Stan, Eddie, and the other kid. Fuck, not Mike.
Mike makes me think of Stranger Things.
Yeah. Anyways, they were coming out this what? Have you seen Betty? Have you seen Betty? Have you seen Betty? Her daughter, Betty Riscom, had gone missing. So,
Oh.
um, the way that she was acting in that movie is a lot like how Lily was portrayed in the Welcome to Derry. So the speculation is that Lily is actually becomes Betty Riscom's mom.
Oh. See,
We
that's the
know, yeah, we know that Will Hanlon ends up being Mike's dad. Leroy is his grandfather, but Mike's mom
Oh.
and dad both die, and he's
Oh.
raised by his grandfather. And in the 2017 movie, um, Mike works on his grandfather's sheep farm. So do you see how
Oh. Yep.
how they're kind of making it tie
They're
in?
literally, I was gonna say they're literally like it's not it's not like huge ropes of threads that they're being like, oh yeah, we can easily see this. Here's this giant net. It is literally, here we go, a a finely woven web of like super thin threads where you're like, okay, if you pay attention between these, you can actually make the connection, be like, oh, yeah, here you go. This goes together with this goes together with that. We loop this through here, we get that together. Where it's not it's not outwardly immediately noticeable right off the bat,
Yeah.
unless you're watching, you're like, oh, that's his name. That goes over here. And I'm curious, like, I know the next two seasons are going to be going back in time progressively. And now understanding that he wants to try and like balloon up Destiny, obviously it's going to be it trying to go back and see if he can somehow explode reality and go further and further back. I'm curious how far back they'll go because obviously if it's every 27 years and he wasn't chained up until like 400 years ago, they have a long time they could go back if they wanted to.
So
Oh god.
yeah, they like I
Sweet
said,
summer child.
they could probably go back to the day of the dinosaur.
Yeah.
I
If
don't
they
think
have
they
enough viewers,
will.
I hope
Um,
not.
but um, again, one of the reasons why I love watching the TikTok videos of the people that have opinions of the show. A lot of people said that how can how can uh, how can Pennywise be a time traveler?
It's not really a time traveler thing when it's
He's not a time traveler.
he's
The
God.
man, he's a god,
Yeah.
and he can go to wherever. So his time is different than our time.
Hmm. He sees it all at the all at once, past, present, future, all
Exactly.
possibilities.
That's how he knew Marge was going to marry a Tozier, become Richie Tozier's mom. Um, so when Marge was talking to Ronnie and Lily there at the sandpipe, and she said he can go back and um he can go back and stop us from being born.
Hmm.
So when you think about it, it's Richie's mom. It's Richie Tozier,
Hmm.
who's part of the Losers Club that send Pennywise into his next slumber.
So,
Pennywise then shows up in 1962
mhm,
when Marge is a girl, and he already knows that that's Richie's mom. Richie being the
mhm,
so his goal now is to target Marge to kill her, but he's unsuccessful. So now the next 27 years when he wakes up, it's going to be 27 years into the past for him to try to take out Marge's parents or grandparents. Like, so many people don't see that time skip, that or that
mhm.
timeline, and how things are happening. They don't understand how it can be how it is. So
Well, it's different.
I'm trying to put it in the best way I can.
So, I saw a video earlier explaining it like we've all seen different variations of time travel. Most common is the Back to the Future one. You go back in the past, you grab the almanac, and you come back, you can change your entire future. Um, and then other ones where you go back in time, and even though you've done things differently, the time variant has already been taken into account. So when you go back to the future, that's how it was always supposed to happen, anyways. So it's a like it was an inevitable thing. It was going to happen
Yes,
like that anyways. Yourself was going to go back and redo this and come back, and this was always how it was going to happen, no matter what you did. Whereas then you have things like the multiverse from Marvel, where they go back in time and the main timeline doesn't change. That still happens. But then you get the offshoots where you start having the different variations of, okay, well, because you went back and you stepped on this, you paused the live. Um, because of, uh, there it is. Um,
sorry about that.
um, but because you went back and like you stepped on a freaking mushroom that was important in some point in time in the future, you now have this new offshoot of a new timeline that goes like adjacent to the main one. Whereas when you get into Stephen King's multiverse, his is like they were drawing it instead of having like just one timeline, it's a bunch of parallel timelines all going the same direction. They all exist, but they don't all necessarily interact with each other at any point in time. They just are there. So
Exactly.
it's still all true, but it's all different at the same time. So it's far more, I think I'd argue that it's more complex than the multiverse because the multiverse just makes common sense. Like you go back in time, you pick up a penny that you didn't pick up before, and maybe you win the lottery because of it, or you start saving more pennies. So it changes the outcome. You get a different reality that could have come from it. Whereas his is because they're all parallel to each other, they don't necessarily ever interact and they're not actually changing. It's still just happening. So it's far more intricate and far more complicated to try and follow when you're like, but I don't understand. And you're like, okay, well, the god is going this way currently. He knows what happens here and he's mad. So he's going to keep going back and be like, I'm going to fuck, fuck. I'm going to fuck, fuck. I'm going to kill you, fuck. I'm going to kill you. And it just keeps going
Exactly.
further and further back.
Exactly. Until he'll go back so far that he'll see his meteor crash into Earth.
Well, he said that because he makes that comment in it where his death is actually his birth. So where he
Every
died
time
over
he dies,
here,
he shows up 27 years earlier.
I was going to say, so I'm curious, like, what happens once he gets to his meteor? Like, will it then continue to, like, he gets on it and then it goes, and he goes back to it. And obviously, Stephen King hasn't written anything about it. But then it makes you kind of wonder, like, would he try to go? back home? Would he then try to take over and because he's known as the world eater, does he go back to a different planet and try to eat that world more successfully than the one that he came to? Because
I don't know.
his
I think
success
he's
rate,
having fun on Earth, to be honest with you.
it looks like he has fun. I mean, the
Now,
way that he was frolicking.
I would absolutely love, love Stephen King to write a sequel to it, like he did to The Shining.
He wrote a sequel to The Shining?
Doctor Sleep. I told you Danny Torrance grew up.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, I remember you saying that now.
But it wasn't marketed as
As a sequel?
a sequel to The Shining. It was just Danny Torrance grew up. We people needed to
Oh,
know what happened to Danny.
I think that's a
So
fair request and
so
curiosity.
he took that upon himself to write what happened to Danny. And that's how we know Halloran's story, what happens to the Overlook Hotel. You know, if anybody's read
Oh,
Doctor Sleep or watched the movie absolutely superbly done. And
no.
it is in Doctor Sleep that is the Easter egg to Halloran's boxes in Welcome to Derry. Remember that one scene where Pennywise got into Halloran's head
Yep,
and made Halloran's boxes open?
yep.
So we don't, the first time we saw those boxes or knew anything about those boxes was in Doctor Sleep when Danny had to open his boxes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Now,
Doctor Sleep is not a scary movie. I think you could definitely handle watching it.
when did it come
There's
out?
like there's not a lot of gore in it. It's not Ewan McGregor did an amazing job with Danny Torrance.
I think I vaguely remember seeing commercials for that.
Yes, it was a phenomenally well done movie. Very high on my list. But then again, I like the original Shining. I like the
Yes.
Stanley Kubrick, Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall Shining. Not that piece of shit that was made with Rebecca De Mornay for TV. It sucked balls. Sorry, TikTok. It sucked balls.
It did though. Like I
Stop
love,
remaking classic movies.
yes.
I
Like
don't
to me,
care that you feel bad that Stanley Kubrick yelled at Shelley Duvall. I feel bad he yelled at her too.
but
Don't
it's
hate on the
still
movie because of it though.
I was going to say the movie still already exists. It was phenomenally well done. It still has that creepy factor. Come play
Oh,
with
that
us, Danny.
music. And they had that music in Doctor Sleep.
Oh, that's a good way to cross over between the two. Like, I mean,
Beautiful. It's beautiful. And honestly, in Doctor Sleep, they have flashbacks of when Danny and Wendy get out
oh,
of
get out of the
the
hotel.
Overlook, like after they get out of the hotel and that
Hmm.
there is flashbacks, and the actress that they got to play Wendy looks so much like Shelley Duvall, it's not even funny. And the little
Oh,
kid looks like Danny did when he in The Shining. Like perfect. It was so good. That's what I'm saying. The casting in that movie was just amazing.
I like when they do stuff like that. When they put the extra effort in to make sure that the new character, the new cast looks like the original characters, which isn't always easy to do. So it's awesome to see and makes me happy at the same time. And I'll now have to look for Doctor Sleep because I remember it being out. I don't remember how long ago now, but I
Like
remember it
six
coming
or seven
across.
years old.
It's already 6 or 7. Jesus.
I watched it on Halloween. Of course I did.
I was gonna say, you with
The
all
month
of
of
your
October is 31 days of Stephen King. I watch a Stephen King movie
basically
every day.
What are you doing? My literary life mate demands I must watch his things and read his books.
Like seriously, like you hear people say, "Oh man, if I ever got to meet my idol, I'd ask him so many questions. I would probably forget how to talk and pee my pants." Like I'm being honest.
She suddenly become one of those excited puppies where you're like, oh my God, he's met me.
I can see
He
him, he'd be
knows
like,
me.
pat my shoulder, got a touch of the tism, do ya?
You're doing okay, ma'am. It's all right. You just sit down. Please get off of my property. That's fine. Just walk off the property, ma'am. Walk off the property. Stop trying to take the gate with you when you leave. It's staying here.
Ma'am, why did you drive to Maine today?
It's sightseeing. It's just very specific sightseeing. That's all.
I was hoping to catch him for breakfast. I don't know.
Offered the rich man. Excuse me.
I heard
May
he
I please
frequents
buy
the
you
library.
breakfast?
It's just one of those it's just one of those things. I was introduced to a Stephen King book. I think I was 13 and I was handed a
Jesus.
copy of Pet Cemetery.
Oh, yes.
And it was my brother's tutor
Wow.
who who gave me the book, and she's like, I really think you would enjoy this. And I've not looked back since.
What were you doing and watching? And the tutor went, "Oh, this 13-year-old's really gonna like the dead or the undead pets."
My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, yep, that makes sense. That that
The
all suddenly
original,
makes
not the
sense.
Jensen Ackles version or whatever it is. The original. Um, yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, that's
I've
true.
loved horror movies since The Exorcist. I think I was 8 or 9 when I watched it and have not looked back since.
Such a wide range of things that you love to watch.
There is. The only thing the only ones, the only movies I really don't watch are Westerns
Mm.
and rom-coms.
I have to be in the mood for a rom-com. Like it's
I have to really be in a mood.
yeah, like
Unless it's How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days,
oh, that one's a good one. That's a good
13 Going
classic.
on 30,
Oh yeah. Forgot about
that's
that
the,
one.
or Never Been Kissed.
Those are good choices though. Like
Just that one scene where she's in the bar and she's like, I'm 18, I'm 18. And she sits with the Rastafarians and she's like, ooh, chocolate cake. And she goes, what's in it? He goes, vitamins A, B, THC.
all I can think is Anne would be like, "Yum!" Just scoop that up
And
and be
then
like,
the next day she's like, somebody ate my pie. I
"All the
do.
munchies in the house are gone."
Those are three rom-com type movies that I could watch all the time.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say like, I guess you know what? I haven't even watched that in forever. There's not very many of them that kind of capture my attention for a lot of it. I'm more like I like comedy ones, like I like funny movies. I like my favorite are just action adventure. Although we did just watch all of the Downton Abbey movies, of which I cried like a little baby when
I haven't
Granny,
watched
who's
the last one yet.
I no 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 this was the second last one,
Okay.
the
I'm gonna
one
shut
where
your whore mouth.
no the second last one when Dame Maggie Smith's character
Oh,
passes away. Oh my God,
that's
I
rough.
it was rough to see it the first time, but now watching it and the fact that she's actually passed away just shattered my heart in ways that I was not prepared for.
I know.
And then watching, we just finished the new one. It was phenomenally well done too. And it was tears at the end of that one, not just because of Dame Maggie Smith having passed away, because of course they add the little thing at the end in loving memory dedicated to. I'm like, you bastards. Um, uh, but it was sad to see like it's finally come to an end. Like it's done, it's ended, and it was like, oh, okay, my heart's just shattering. It's fine. I'll be fine. Everything's fine. So, like, I love those kind of things too. And then, like we said earlier, like, I'm not a big horror person. So, I've never watched, like, I watched, like, the Scream movies, the old Halloween movies. Um, what other ones? I think I've seen a couple of, like, the Jason movies, like stuff of that, like the old ones where it's just horribly cheesy acting. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Shining or The Shining was actually probably the first horror movie that I liked as a child. Like I remember watching part of it, and my mom's like, honey, I don't think you're going to enjoy this." I'm like, why wouldn't I like it? I must have been like around, I want to say like 11ish, somewhere around there. And I ended up watching it. I'm like, that was good. I really liked that. Disturbed. And I mean, I still remember the scene where he's pulling out what he thinks is a beautiful woman from the bathtub or the shower, and it's actually just a bloated, decaying body that then he's like, Jack Nicholson's character is touching and kissing. I'm like, "Bleh, bleh." Like that's, I don't like that. Like, oh, nope, nope. Still to this day, I'm like, I don't like that at all. That's just gross. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Johnny.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
So, so listen, we have a few people that are still sticking with us, and we thank you guys for sticking to. This is literally our very first live, and so I've been getting messages from TikTok all through our live here, telling me that we're restricted because
Oh,
here, let me bring it up. Da, 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 da. Yes, it says this behavior is not in line with our policies. Gifting is suspended for this live for 10 minutes. Reason reproduced content. So because we haven't gone live enough in order to have co-hosts,
mm,
Taylor and I came up with the idea that we would do a Zoom and I would go live on the Zoom, which is what you guys see. Hello. So TikTok doesn't like that. They think we're reproducing.
we aren't.
My
This is
reproduction days are
100.
over. Um,
No more children for you. You're done.
so um, for the four of you that are still out there, if you guys could just like tap on your screen and like our live, it would stop them from bothering me. Um, so we have to go live two more times on two different days in order to get co-host. So we'll go live tomorrow briefly, and then we'll go live on Thursday because Taylor and I are getting tattoos. And then after that, we'll be able to go live and co-host.
Yes.
And we won't have to have TikTok yelling at me through my phone.
It's TikTok's like,
Like, damn
why?
TikTok.
Why are you
I
doing
keep
this?
appealing, and finally, it says, "Oh, thank you for the love. Show the love.
Show the
Um,
love. Show the love.
show me love." I will sing. No, I won't. You guys don't want to hear that. Um,
Just hear crying cats in the background. Stop.
we want to continue to go live because we do like to talk about the things that we watch. And
Mm.
both Taylor and I played Dungeons and Dragons. Taylor is actually my DM, and we're going to be having a
Oh,
session on Saturday night. It's our last session of the year,
oh
and we
God,
were
yeah.
thinking of going live for it too. So we'd like to be able to do that. There's the restriction again. Appeal not approved, even though I said, listen, you won't let me have a co-host.
You won't let
So
me have
we're
nice
not making
things.
any money off this.
No.
Um, but we appreciate you guys coming and just listening to us babble about Stephen King and his awesomeness and the movies and the series Welcome to Derry, which we did talk about, but we still haven't like really in depth. I want to watch the whole thing all over again.
Mm.
even though I did last night watch the last episode again. Taylor's like, liked it that much, eh? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
No, what it
I've.
was our IPTV had froze
Oh, yeah.
at a few spots, and when it does that, it you see it circling, and then it'll jump back or it'll jump forward. So we had totally missed Marge getting pulled into the mist. Totally
Oh,
missed that conversation.
oh, that changes things like drastically too.
So then last night when we were watching it, I'm like looking at my husband, see how much we missed?
See what your stupid IPTV did?
I mean, I love it. I love having 11,895 channels that I watch two of,
All two of these are
if
great.
I watch it all. But yeah, it's
Well, we're gonna have a few. Like we obviously have the stuff this week, the tattoo doing D&D, which you'll probably get yelled at saying it's a reproduction. What are you doing? It's
it's not a
not.
reproduction though, because I will set my phone up on the table
Mm-hmm.
in
Well, I
front
figured
of
if it
me,
picks.
kind of like what I have now, and it'll be a view of the whole table with
Well,
you
my
at
thought
the
was
end DMing.
I was going to say my thought was that if it suddenly starts going, but look, there's a TV screen in it. You're faking me. Um, so we'll do, but we'll have that. But then we are getting into like we are in fucking fantastical TV season because not only do we just finished Derry, which we've now done this live for, but we also have coming out this week our next episode of Mighty Nine. But also tomorrow night is the
Fallout
beginning of
tomorrow.
Fallout. So fucking excited. And then come the new year, I believe it's in January, starts the brand new series, Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes,
So we'll have that. I'm kind of thinking that maybe what we could do is essentially do those as our uh, live streams. We could do mini episodes
absolutely,
or live stream mini
absolutely.
episodes. So I'm thinking, see, we're thinking outside the box here sometimes. But
Unagi.
yeah, salmon skin roll. So yes, thank you everyone for coming to our first live. We swear it's not a recreation or anything. It's that we just don't have access to live the way that we want or
We
need.
will in a few days.
That's very true. We
By
will.
Saturday, we will. Mark my words.
We'll start getting everything figured out, and then well, bam, live feeds all the
It's
time.
TikTok is an enigma. There's no way around it. TikTok is an enigma. I it's taken me some time to figure it out. It's good. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Um, but um, knowing that I can go live now, we need um we need 19 more followers in order to have, what do they call it? Creator status, content creator status
I think so.
for monetization,
Oh,
aka y'all can gift us a rose.
also, I was going to say, also known as what do we use it for? Zoom.
Yeah, to pay our Zoom for our podcast because Taylor and I are a podcast called
Hmm.
Obscure Orations. If you go to Spotify and you type in Obscure Orations, you can find us there. And we have 2 seasons worth
We're going to be starting
of
season 3 soon.
listening pleasure. Some of it drivel, some of it not. We have guests.
Hmm.
Um, there's a couple episodes on there that have been pretty highly rated on TikTok or on pardon me, on Spotify.
Oh,
Surprisingly enough, are um conspiracy theories,
oh,
the true meaning of fairy tales. They're
oh.
horrid, horrid. Walt Disney was a masochist.
That's an
I
understatement.
stand by what I said. Um,
It's not going to be TikTok restricting us. Disney is about to hand out a lawsuit.
and the irony behind it, the voice of Barney.
Yeah, I'm still to this day, like, I'm still so totally geeked about the fact that we had the voice actor, like the new voice actor of Barney, was on our podcast. We got to interview him. Super awesome guy. He did a bunch of different voices, but he is truly an amazing guy
Corey
that we had
Durham
on.
is his name.
Yes. I still
Yeah.
follow him on all the
But yeah,
socials.
in January we're gonna have our friend Len Ruth
Hmm.
from he's a indie author. He writes really, really, really interesting books.
Hmm.
Some of them are smutty too. Ooh.
Yeah. He has the
But
smut
but
collection and then
that's
he has
under
the
a
horror.
pseudonym. So we look forward to having him on because
Hmm.
we just absolutely adore him. Um, and we have a couple other people set for the
Yeah, I was
beginning
going to
of,
say a couple other authors, if I remember correctly.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
was going
think
to
we
say
got to
that's
make
for,
sure they're not in the weekend I'm going to Montreal.
ooh, yeah, that
Oh,
would
did I?
probably,
I told you I was going, right?
yes.
Okay, okay. Phew. Okay. All right then. So thank you so much everybody for joining us. Hit the follow button, throw some likes. We would really appreciate it, and we hope you join us for our next live. And yeah, happy Tuesday.
Ciao, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.
Don't forget to hit stop recording on this.